All right, moving on. New York Democrat Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez calling on her colleagues to pressure Joe Biden to wipe out student loan debt. It's $1.6 trillion worth through an executive order. But is that possible? And would that just push tuition rates even higher than they are? To former Republican presidential candidate and current Forbes media chairman, my good friend Steve Forbes. Steve, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Happy Thanksgiving Day weekend. I want to talk about the fairness issue of wiping out school debt first, because it's something that Democrats usually scream about is fairness, fairness, fairness. But Liz Warren, when she was on a campaign trail back in January, she went to Iowa. She was confronted by a working class American about the issue of school debt. Take a listen, and I want to get your reaction.
My daughter's getting out of school. I've saved all my money. She doesn't have any student loans. Am I going to get my money back? Of course not. So you're going to pay for people who didn't save any money, and those of us that did the right thing get screwed.
No, it's not anybody got screwed. When we started,
of course we did. My buddy had fun, bought a car, went on vacations. I saved my money. He made more than I did. But I worked a double shift, worked extra. My daughter's worksheet is 10. So you're laughing. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. We did the right thing, and we get screwed.
I appreciate
That's
it.
all right.
Wow, that's a lot of people think that might have cost her the nomination, Steve. There were other things, of course, but the fact that this guy and millions of other Americans worked their fingers to the bone, double shifts, saving, paying off their kids' school debt, and he says, "Am I going to get my money back?" There is a fairness issue to all this, isn't there?
Yes, there is, David, and it makes people who paid their debts, took their obligations seriously, look like fools. And if they have this debt forgiveness of any kind of scale, you're going to have people wondering, why should I pay those obligations? Why should I take those extra jobs? Why should I sacrifice a private university to go to an in-state university to save money and honor my obligations? So you make a mockery of people who played by the rules. And this gets to the big issue, which is, why are college tuitions rising at 4 times the rate of inflation, the sticker price? Why are they rising 8 times the cash wages of working Americans? It's because universities are afflicted with bureaucratic obesity. The very government program studies have shown, David, that are supposedly helping students instead lead to higher tuitions. The universities get the money, they add administrative costs, and the students get stuck and their families get stuck with debt and in some cases grants, but with higher debts. So the universities get the money and the students left get holding the bag. So you got to stop that corrupt gravy train of more and more and more money going to the universities and students getting stuck with the debt.
The Wall Street Journal describes it this way. They say the government subsidizes debt, colleges raise their prices, students are told to get more degrees, so you have credential inflation kicking in, and taxpayers eat the losses. Have they got it right?
They do indeed. There are 255 million adults in this country, David. 45 million have student debt, 210 million do not. Why should those 210 million be subsidizing the other 45 million? It's not right. So they got to get to what the Democrats love to call the root cause. The root cause of the problem is bureaucratic bloat, obesity in the universities. They get more and more money, more and more administrative costs, not so much for the classrooms, and students and the taxpayers get left holding these obligations. Not right.
You know, a lot of people say everything depends on the Georgia elections, if in fact the runoffs coming in January. If the Democrats don't take both of those seats, both of those Senate seats, it's unlikely that the Biden administration will get any of this passed through a Republican Senate. However, President Obama did a lot in this direction in terms of forgiving debt by just changing the rules. Under Obama's rule change, borrowers who couldn't afford their monthly payments merely had to agree to pay 10% of their discretionary income for 20 years, over a 20-year period, 10 years, by the way, if you had public service. It's all kind of wiggle room, and 56% of all loans issued to graduate students are now being repaid this way. So by more rule changes, Biden could essentially do the same thing that Obama did, which is a form of debt relief.
That would be challenged in the courts, but you hit a good point. There are already programs in place to help people pay these debts back, taking a percentage of income. And so you don't get crushed by it. And after 20, 25 years, in some cases, the remaining principal is forgiven. Only 43% of graduates are aware of these programs, so they could take advantage of those. But they got to get to the really root cause of it. And as you know, David, Purdue University, run by Mitch Daniels, has not raised tuition for almost 8 years. And they're a fine university. They've increased the number of tenured professors. They focus on real administrative management, and that way the students don't get stuck with these debts. And they've also got some very innovative programs to help students cope with the low tuitions they already have. And so why can't the rest of the country follow the example of Purdue University?
And why can't Harvard and Yale and the others with billion-dollar endowments have free tuition? That's another question for another day. Steve Forbes, great to see you. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.